Hey guys, sorry for it being dark. It is actually nighttime where I'm at, and I actually had the lights off to go through this really deep transformation. And I wanted to share the experience because I feel like it just had such deep profoundness, this profound wisdom to it. So yeah, I recently underwent a profound transformation, one that really reshaped my entire perception of reality. Through deep spiritual work with Belial, Hekate, Lucifer, and Lilith, I was guided to embrace both the light and the dark, destruction and chaos, creation and order as one unified force. At the heart of this experience was the realization that true wisdom comes at the cost of innocence and naivety. Much like the story of the Tree of Knowledge, I saw that the awakening isn't about sin or wrongdoing. It's really about stepping into full awareness of self beyond blind obedience or external control. And even though I felt the Lion of Judah within me, which embodied that strength, sovereign, and divine lineage, I yet also felt these falcon wings. Like I saw these falcon wings, and I knew that this represented the wings of the Infernos. Because I work with both angels and demons. Not angels and demons, angels and Inferno, sorry. Bad habit. Representing sharp vision, primal power, the ability to soar beyond the illusions. Knowing that I'm neither fully light nor fully dark, I simply am. So as I embraced this truth, I experienced a deep purging. I saw the past, the pain, the shame, the old attachments manifest as slugs exiting my mouth. One in particular tried to stay, but I was like, I pulled it out. I pulled it out. I grabbed this. It was like in my mind's eye, I saw some salt and I poured that bitch over it. And it was, it dissolving its hold over me. Like, I heard it scream, it bubbled, and ooh, there was like a weird face in it. And I was like, I'm just gonna close you up. Bye bye. you know, uh, this moment really symbolized the final release of everything that no longer defined me. Like, I really felt that these past 25 years were purged. I did feel the fates themselves come into my vision because I felt them kind of like examining my thread of fate, and I remembered I had some twine in my hand, so it was like I was channeling them, and then they were looking at this twine of thread and they took my lighter and they snipped it with fire. So I really think that's very interesting because fire is not only burns to destroy but also to make room for new growth. Because when a forest fire happens, birds come in with new seeds and new life is born. And I feel like in a sense it was initiating that, like snipping it just the right way, not to end it but to free me. And with that, I felt no longer bound by the weight of my past. Like I still feel so good. I also faced the truth within myself. I have always feared this enjoyment of, I'm going to spell this out, K asterisk star LLING. I always thought that this was an evil part of me, but I realized that it was actually an instinctual connection to the primal forces of death. This urge to destroy, but rather than viewing it as something as dark or harmful, I came to understand it as a sacred function. I realized that deep down I understood that death energy, like me wanting to do that actively, wasn't actually a toxic trait, but it was in fact like me instinctively wanting to purge and like transmute this toxic energy into light. And of course it came out in the form of like aggression and, levels of aggression and bad behavior, because I did not understand this aspect of myself that was so primal, that was so instinctual, so intuitive. Like, I just thought it was evil. But I realized that, again, it wasn't evil, that it actually is a necessary force of transformation. And instead of it being a reckless urge to, like, K asterisk star LL. Again, I'm spelling it out because I don't want to get shadow bananaed from TikTok or YouTube. My instinct, with the help of Belial, Lucifer, Lilith, and Hekate, we were actually like refining the tool, so into a tool for cutting away illusions, for bringing rebirth through necessary endings, instead of it just being wild and uncontrolled, toxic. So this is wisdom from Hecate, Belial, Lucifer, and Lilith, and they are powerful, sacred destroyers, liberators through fire and shadow. Like, man, they are amazing beings to work with. One of the most profound revelations was that the abyss is not darkness at all, but infinite light. It only appears black because it swallows everything into unity. It is not nothingness. It's everythingness. Like, it was like that all in one, that one in all moment. And when I surrendered to it, I felt like pure bliss, like pure connection, pure oneness. It was like, wow. I'm not gonna lie, since this experience, this deep transformation, I have felt different. Like, the emotional burdens, especially the family ties that used to weigh me down, they no longer, like, I look at it now and it's like, kind of like there's that detachment, but not in a cold way, but in a free, like, there's no expectations, there's no, I need to be this way or that way in order to show love. It's like, I still love them, but I love without the attachment of pain, and I'm no longer allowing the past to control me, and that I feel no longer trapped inside this cycle. I feel, wow, amazing. This journey was definitely a death and rebirth, that's for sure, and not just for my perception of self, but also like who I am as a being. And it was really cool because, like, Belial, he in the beginning it was very like sensual. Like, I was at first I was like, why do I feel this attraction, like this intimate sensual attraction to being like intimate with these energies? And I thought at first it was just like, I thought I was being disrespectful, because I also understand that they are primal beings and they aren't on that level of lust. But it was like they were reassuring me the whole time that I'm not lusting them, that I'm connecting with them on a deep level. And it took me a minute to kind of get around to that, because it was like, really? Are you sure? This feels very lustful. Like, you know? So, no, it was definitely like sensual and like deep. It felt so good to like connect with them on such a deep level, because I was like, I remember like there were parts of my body where I was touching and I was like working, like I think I was doing like deep fashion maneuvers, and like when I say I was pulling muscles and like releasing energy from like fashion stuff, man, it was really good. It was a really good experience, because I I can understand Belial a little bit more. Yes, he acknowledges my connection to Lilith, Lucifer, and Hecate, but it's like he could give two F's about that. It's like it's like with him and me, it's like one on one. Yes, he acknowledges those connections, but it's like he doesn't care about that. He wants that one on one relationship. And I realized that, you know, if and truly if I'm gonna continue to work with them, it's gonna cost me. It's gonna really cost me my innocence and my naivety. And I felt like I definitely felt the sense of like this isn't the end with working with Belial. And I definitely got the number 3. So maybe I'll have like 3 mushroom journeys where Belial is gonna be coming in. I don't know. I know this was the first time I invoked Hekate Lilith Lucifer and Belial all in one mushroom journey. But it was definitely deep, and I think I'll do it again. I think if I had the opportunity to do so, I will do it again because it was such a beautiful experience, and I wanted to go deeper, but I kept getting this notion from Hecate, like, you need to eat. And I saw in my mind's eye, she's like, I need you to eat apples and bananas, oranges. I was like, okay. So basically, she wants me to go eat some fruits to, like, get nutrients. And yeah, no, it's just really cool. It was such a beautiful experience, and I just wanted to share it with you guys.